It is time for our weekly segment, Patel It Like It Is, where ABC News contributor Dr. Alok Patel shares health advice on the topics that matter most to you. And today he's answering some of your questions. And Dr. Patel, before I get to those viewers' questions, I want to ask you about this new COVID subvariant that has scientists' concerns. What do we need to know right now?
Well, Dan, what we need to know right now is this new variant BA.2.86. As of right now, there is no evidence to suggest that it's causing more severe illness or more hospitalizations, and it's too early to tell about how efficiently or quickly it's going to spread. When it comes to mutations, BA.2.86 has a lot of mutations in comparison to previous strains, and this does raise the concern that potentially it could spread faster. It may cause different versions of illness, or it may actually be able to bypass some of the immunity that people have built up, either from getting immunized or having previously gotten COVID, but time will tell.
Now, will the updated COVID booster that the CDC is expected to release mid-September be effective against this new variant?
That's what the hope really is. Now, this updated shot was designed to target XBB, which is currently the dominant strain throughout this year, but ongoing studies will show whether or not this actually has an effectiveness against BA.2.86, and we will learn more about mid-September. I believe the date is now September 12th, when we'll actually get an approval or some type of statement about this updated booster. But this is why it's so important for people to not only pay attention, but to get their recommended vaccines, especially if they're high risk.
And now I want to get to those viewer questions. Dr. Patel, thanks for that. Carmi from Mexico City wants to know, if there's a distant volcano erupting, is it safe for my kids to play outside?
Now, someone out there might be saying, whoa, volcano, but remember, there are volcanoes all over the world. The United States Geological Survey actually monitors volcanic activity right here, and this ultimately comes down to another discussion about air quality index. Volcanic ash can contain carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen fluoride, dangerous stuff for your lungs. This can spread very far away from the original site of a volcano. Make an analogy now to wildfires, where those air pollutants can also travel a long distance. So ultimately, it comes down to checking that air quality index and looking to see if it's safe for you or anyone to actually go outside and play. And we all know, hopefully, based on our previous segment, Diane, what people should do if the AQI is really bad. And that's consider going indoors, paying attention to what your air filter situation looks like, keeping an N95 if you have to go outside, not working out outside, and checking in with your doctor, especially if you or your loved ones have heart or lung disease.
Now, Anahita from India wants to know, how do we prevent the eye flu and how does it spread?
Now, I verified that she was referring to pink eye, which a lot of people have experience with because it's painful and it's annoying. So pink eye, or conjunctivitis, is essentially when the thin layer of your eye, the conjunctiva, becomes inflamed, hence the itis. There's your medical Latin lesson. And this can happen from infections, mostly viruses, bacteria, allergies, or even direct irritation. If it's caused by an infection, the way to prevent it is to hand wash, stay away from people if they're sick. And if you have any symptoms, to please stay home. If you think you have bacterial conjunctivitis, you really feel that pain, you see drainage such as pus or other discharge, it may be important to check in with a doctor. You may need some topical antibiotics. But in other cases, if it's caused by allergies or a virus, it's either going to go away on its own, or you may want to walk away from whatever's causing the irritation.
All right. I think everyone with little ones has been there at some point or another.
Absolutely.
Joey from Chicago wants to know, what should parents know about their children's microbiome and how it relates to future success?
Joey, thank you for this question that would require an hour-long TED Talk, which we don't have time to do. Now, it was fascinating, Diane, about the gut microbiome. The system of bacteria that lives in our gut is, some scientists actually want to call it its own organ system, because how much this is now showing to influence our nervous system, our hearts, our immunity, all from the bacteria living down here. Now, I don't want to predict anything with success, but as it relates to physical health, paying attention to your child's gut microbiome is extremely important. Maternal and newborn health can influence it. Your toddler or baby's early nutrition, such as if you're breastfeeding versus what other foods you're giving it, also influences gut microbiome. Things like the environment, the exposure in your home. And also an important emerging topic is about antibiotic exposure and how they may also alter a child's gut bacteria, which is why it's really important to not take any antibiotics unless you're directed to, and to not play around and cut antibiotics short or borrow antibiotics from a friend. But in general, Most of the decisions we make related to our bodies in one way or another can affect our gut microbiome. So I just think this is an important conversation we continue to have.
All right, Dr. Alok Patel, always great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you have questions for Dr. Patel, leave him a message on our Instagram feed. He might answer your question here on Friday.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.